Hello, can you hear me this time? I'm just testing because last time when I tried to use my new monitor, I couldn't hear anything. I mean, you couldn't hear anything. Yes, Kathy, we're testing volume. You can hear me. Yay! Okay, I don't know. I didn't do anything different. Well, I did do something different. No, I didn't. Yeah, last time, see, my husband got me these new headsets too, which is speaker and, um, microphone. But I wasn't using them when I went on last week, and you guys couldn't hear me when I had my new monitor hooked up. So I hooked up the new monitor again. And I think I did the same things, and now it's working. I hate when things are intermittent because you can't fix them. Okay. Hmm. Now I have to see. And then another thing that's happening with this new monitor, I think my laptop processor I think the processor on my laptop is being kind of overworked. And I think my computer is heating up. And then when it feels like it just everything turns off. The monitor turns off, my computer turns off, everything turns off. So I just have a PC. And don't ask me what it is because I don't know. um, and see it never would overheat until we connected this new monitor, which I thought was really weird that a monitor would overheat it, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand this stuff. Oh, air is definitely getting underneath. Look. You'll laugh. I have my computer sitting on top of this wire basket. It's like 3 inches high, all this air, and that's what my computer is sitting on. So, um, yeah. So I know it's getting plenty of air. But other than that, I don't know. Now I'm putting my hand over on the side, where it's plugged in and it's warm. And you guys can probably even hear my computer running because it just like kicked in and it's hot. I feel it hot on that side. Well, I think it's time for me to explain all this to my techie husband and let him figure it out. I figure it out to a point, and then when I just go, oh man, I don't know what's going on, then I bring in the big guns. Ice pack. Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, at least I can halfway read over there what people are writing. See, I answer you guys right away because I could halfway see. San Francisco is in the house. How exciting. Oh, I can just imagine cool weather. It's still hot here. I don't understand it. It is so stinking hot here for October. I think it must have been like in the low 90s today. It should be in the 70s. We're in October. Hi, Mitz. Oh, Scotty. Hi, Scotty. Thank you for coming in. I hope you feel better after treatment tomorrow. But Darla, it's really weird. I will do that because that's a precaution I probably should take and blow everything out. But it all day long, all day yesterday, it wasn't hot at all until I plug in the the cord to connect the new monitor to the computer. And then I feel it starting to get warm on that side. So I don't know. I might have to get me like a regular computer, not a laptop. I don't know. I'll let the Mister figure that end of it off because yeah, because I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting frustrated of what to do. Hey Mitz, did I say hi to Mitzi? I read and then I forget what I say. Hello Angie. Carla. Oh, Carla, it's cool where she is. Oh my goodness. I just saw something on the news where, hi, Sandra. I just saw something on the news where I forget now if it was Washington or Oregon, they were having an outside wedding and they showed the wedding pictures and it was snow. I forget how many inches. They had a freak snowstorm where they had the wedding and they had to take it inside, but they still took all of the group pictures outside in the snow. It was so cool. Miss Hottie. I don't want to say Hottie. It's too hot up here. Let's just say Popo. Well, it wasn't in Montana. It was yeah, but it's yes, it is snowing there. But this is where it doesn't normally snow. It was somewhere in Washington or Oregon because they had the wedding planned for outside because it's supposed to have nice weather. And there you go. Yes, maybe the Spokane. Yeah, I know it was at the base of some national park or something. What are you doing awake, Laura? She's awake. I know. What is she doing up? She must not have to do any adulting in the morning, so that's why she's still up. Oh, she lives with a snorer. Uh-oh. Well, my husband years ago used to snore, and then they found out that I was sleep apnea. So he's on a CPAP. He doesn't snore anymore. Oh, so Bricky's home safe with you guys. Good. Well, you said he's been tired. If he has sleep apnea, he's not getting sleep. He's not getting restful sleep. So that could attribute to a lot of his you know, not having the full energy like he used to. And that can lead to all kinds of things, all kinds of medical things. So Mexican Fiesta. Oh, he has Lyme disease. I missed that part. How did I miss that part? Mexican. Please don't get me. I haven't had supper. I had a late lunch. Laura, I missed that part. Oh my goodness. Well, I have been busy trying to finish up these crazy I had somebody asked, well, let me backtrack. Somebody ordered some little small glue books that are color themed. So I decided, oh well, when you make one, make more than one. And or when you make three, make more than three. So I did. And then I went all crazy on my colors. And I've got a whole bunch done. These are the ones I still have to do. Um, I have my purples and my greens to do, but I've done my other colors. And I don't want to see another blue book for a while after I get these done. They're just real simple. I mean, they're just, you know, just colored papers. But it's like, I don't want to see another one because I made too many. I'll show you some of the ones I make. They're just the small ones that I like to put together. But they were fun until I made too many. And then they're not fun anymore. You know how that goes. When you see how many I've gotten done so far, you'll go, oh, okay. Oh. Well, I'm glad this is working so far. Okay, here's a few of them. Here's a few. Oh, let me close this. I got this door open. And I need my water. But so yeah, I got just a few. Here are my yellow ones. Uh-oh. Here are my yellow ones. So what I did is I just went through all of my scrapbook papers and things that I've been saving, and so I did them, coordinated them by colors, because that's how I started my my smaller glue books that that inspired her to want those. And so these is how they all started, and they're all a little bit the same but different. And I didn't have that much papers that have a lot of just browns, so I only made 2 of those. Oh, and what I did is I got manila folders. I splotched on whatever color it was was going to be the theme, and then I got some of my hydrangea leaves, and with gesso I stamped the leaves on top of the colors. So that's what the covers are. And I made some blue ones. Those leaves were a little bit bigger. Just a little bit bigger. And I made 2 black and whites because those are my favorites. I didn't think too many people would want that, but so I didn't make too many. And then I made some pink ones. Those are ready to go. And then these are like what? I guess like a teal, oops, a teal, blue, green color. Those are done. And then don't tell Jennifer. I got some orange ones. So these, and then I have those 2 other ones over there. I made 2 other colors over there, which was the purple one, and what was the other color? I forgot. Oh, green. So I got the purple and the green, and then oh my gosh, I'm done. And that I will have made, including hers, 35 of these. And if you guys haven't done glue books before, if you have not, I don't know why not. Oops. I know I have one close by. Hold on. Here's my, I made these a tiny bit bigger than mine. Well, not too much, maybe about a 1/4 inch bigger than the ones that I made for myself a while back. And those of you that aren't familiar with it, I just take papers based on one color theme, and then I just glue in, I glue. I just glue and have fun doing that. So if you're new to junk journaling and don't know, where to start or what to do, and maybe you used to do scrapbooking or things like that, then you've got plenty of paper around the house. And if you like to organize things by color, which I do, then you can get all those papers of the same colors that you really aren't that crazy about anymore, and then just put them inside of your journal, or make a journal. And just real simple. This one didn't even have a cover. It was just the paper, the scrapbook paper. And then go through your other kinds of stashes or magazines or whatever it is that you have. And then you just start cutting and gluing. And I think when you do that, you're going to, without even knowing, you are going to develop what your taste is, because you may think you're cutting things out of magazines in a random fashion, but you really aren't. You know, your eye is being caught by something, a shape, a color, whatever it is that's catching your eye. And those are the things that are going to be in your pile. And then you may look at your pile and say, no, I don't have no theme. There isn't certain things that I like. But then when you start to glue them down and you create your own kind of whimsical pattern, then that's when you realize, wait a minute, I did gravitate toward this, or I gravitated toward that. And you'll start to see what your style is. And everybody's glue book looks different, because we're all attracted to different stuff. But that's something you guys can do if you're new to, you know, all the junk journal stuff. And if you've done junk journals, but you're the type that just make them and look at them because they end up being pretty, well, make you something like this that isn't pretty so that you can, you know, glue all this stuff down and have a different kind of pretty. Don't underestimate how fun these can be. They really can be a lot of fun. And they're kind of brain dead. You know, you can just kind of do it at a different level of consciousness. And it's very relaxing, unless you don't like to cut. And I'm not a fussy cutter. None of my things are fussy cut. Most of my stuff, I just kind of tear them and stick them in. So it isn't like I love to sit and cut. I really don't like to actually sit and cut. But what I do like to do is go through magazines and tear out whole pages. That to me is fun. Just tear, and then put them in those little, you know, different ways that I separate them in those little organizers I showed you last time. And then when I get into the mood, then I just pull them out and I just start kind of ripping and gluing. So there, you can see there's no fussy anything around here. Which drives some people crazy, but that's okay. We all have to do our own thing. Right. Oh, wait till Hottie sees what somebody sent me today. Hold everything. Hold everything. Look at this. First of all, this paper, I love it. Although I don't like clowns. But just the feel of the paper, I like it a lot. Ooh, a Van Gogh journal. I love all the colors. He's, as far as colors, I think he's my favorite because he uses them all. And they're so intense. So that's kind of cool. And this was wrapped up in that. And it just has a bunch of circus stuff. Now, this is just my personal opinion. I don't, okay, I don't know even how to say this. Now, like, okay, like a picture like, now you're going to get down into my psyche. Let's see. Like a picture like this, you know, where you have the little girl and the, and the tall man or whatever they call them. You know, those kinds of things don't bother me. Now, here's a guy playing on the tricycle, and those things don't bother me. Fine and dandy. But when you get into, I guess when you get into, and let me find something so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, when you get into something like this, where they're showing the animals, all right, that's when I have a problem. Because historically, they treat the animals so horrible in the circuses. And even if they treated them well, these are like beautiful, big animals stuck in little tiny cages. And so that's my beef. That's my main beef with the, now see that? There's no animals there. So that doesn't bother me. These are just, trapeze acts and stuff like that. No big deal. But, like this guy here. Look at that. Who knows what he did with all those tigers and lions? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Let's see, what else? Now, see, no animals here, so this doesn't bother me. Just circus people. That's fine. But when you get into the animal stuff, I don't like those pictures of the circus. But that's just me. You don't have to agree. And it's got a whole bunch of and I don't even think I like clowns either. They're all kind of creepy. I think Bozo did something on my psyche. Was it Bozo the clown? No. No, who was it? They had repeats of this clown when I was young. I think it was Bozo. These were sent to me. Yeah, I know you love creepy stuff. Yeah, Bozo. Bozo is a real bozo. I don't know what you guys personally think about Bozo, but Bozo. I didn't know if he was regional or if he was national. But I do love this paper. Yummy. Yummy, yummy. Whoops. And then there was, a couple of these. This is the lady, the bearded lady. The bearded lady. There's quite a few of the bearded lady. And what's this? Oh, some guy coming out of a trunk. See, those don't bother me. But just don't show me the animals. Poor animals. Same thing when I lived in California. We were really close to SeaWorld. I didn't even like to go to SeaWorld. You see those big, giant whales in those, comparative to their size, tiny little, enclosures. And I was like, oh, that's too sad. I don't care. I don't like it. And then I was kind of in a, conflict in my own head because there was an individual that lived close to us that had these parrots, and they didn't treat the parrots well at all. And so he was leaving, and he wanted to know if we would take them. If we weren't to take him, he was going to give them to some other guy, and that guy was going to give them to. I just had a feeling he wasn't going to treat those birds well because he was a strange guy. So we didn't know anything about parrots at all, and we were given a big macaw. If you know the difference of birds, you know what a macaw is. You know how big they are. And so there again, I had a personal conflict because you can't just let a domesticated animal like that loose because, it's just the hawks are going to get it. I mean, it's already been in a cage, it's already been in a family, and you just can't throw them out. So we took it. And so I didn't like the fact that he was in a cage, but he was in a big cage. We had a section in our home that we basically built there was an area that was 2 stories tall in this one room. And so we built it almost 2 stories tall. And it was probably like about 8 feet across. I mean, a square. And he'd go all the way up and all the way down. And when we were home, we had him loose. And, he kind of ruled the house. And then when we were gone or at night, we put him inside of the cage. But then the word got out that we took birds in, which we really didn't take birds in. We just happened to take that one. And you know how words get around. Before you knew it, we had like around 6 different parrots. So I was kind of stuck in that position of doing exactly what I don't like being done, which is putting these beautiful animals that are meant to roam free in a cage. But we try to provide them with, lots of space, gave up our house for them basically, and let them live their life. And then when we moved here where we are now, we didn't have the type of space that I felt birds that size should have. And then my husband got sick for a period of time, and he wasn't able to look after them. And he was pretty much the one that, took care of them basically. And so we found a rescue place that had beautiful aviaries, and they had all kinds of birds there. So we went out to go check it. Went down there to go check it out, and it was really nice. So it had a good reputation. So we ended up donating all those birds to the rescue place. And they kept in contact with us, through the years, because those birds live long. That's another thing. Those birds will outlive whoever gets a parrot. They're going to outlive you. And so inevitably, these birds have seen many, many different homes, because either people buy them, then they realize how much work they are and how expensive it is to maintain them and how much time it takes to keep it clean around them. And so inevitably they get rid of them, or, people get older and get sick and can't take care of them. So these poor animals, see multiple situations, and I'm sure they're not all nice. So anyway, that's my soapbox speech on animals. I don't know how I got onto that. Oh, the circus. There you go. Darn circus. But they are so much fun. They are so much fun. But they're also extremely sensitive because, and I mean sincerely, you would think a wild animal would not be as sensitive, as these birds are. They can become very neurotic if they're the type of bird that needs attention and you don't give them attention. They become self-destructive. They'll pluck out their feathers. They'll pull out their pin feathers, and it's pretty sad what they can do. So don't get a bird unless you do your research. and you have all the time in the world, and they are like a perpetual 2-year-old. If you get a parrot, a large parrot, I'm not talking about, like a cockatiel or you know, what else? Canary, parakeet. Those are kind of self-sufficient. But if you get the larger parrots, they are very demanding. They are very intelligent. So they need a lot of activity, they need a lot of stimulation, they need a lot of attention, they need a lot of everything. And food. Angie. Only if they come with a lot of money. If they do, they can come to my place. My husband always said, once we got these parrots, he always said, any couple that is thinking about having a child should have a parrot first for at least 2 years. And if they don't go crazy and pull out their own hair, either the bird pulls out their feathers or you pull out your hair. If neither of those two things happen, well, then you're ready to have a child. Oh, boxers are such cute dogs. I love those dogs. They have a cute personality. We have 2 Rottweilers, a German Shepherd and a Mutt. And I think probably the Rottweilers are the most sensitive ones out of all of them. They're, yeah, very sensitive, especially the female one. She is so sensitive to everything and to other people's needs and to the other dogs' needs. We have one Rottweiler it's a senior, and they're all rescue dogs. So again, we don't know their history either. But the male one, when we got him, he turned out he was very, very sick. He had a enlarged spleen, and he had a few other issues, and our free rescue dog ended up costing us $800 in medical bills. It just happened. It was the first year that when Obama was president, and they gave those stimulus, through the income tax, and so we called him our Obama dog, because our stimulus check paid for for his operation and all his medical problems. But anyway, so now he's, we don't know how old he was when we got him, but we've had him, about 9 years, probably 9 years now, maybe 10. And the doctor says when we got him, he thought he was maybe like about 6 or 7 years old. So he's an old guy, and he has really bad arthritis, and he needs help getting up and down, which is difficult because he weighs, almost 100 pounds. He's a big dog, and he can't be around our German Shepherd because, they're both males, and even though they're fixed, they got a little attitude with each other. So the older Rottweiler, he's too old and got problems to defend himself. So we keep them completely separate. So if the German Shepherd even just gets close to the room, even though the door is shut, close to the room where the old Rottweiler is, the female, she starts barking and barking and barking like, you get away from that door. Stay away from my buddy. Very, very protective of the older male Rottweiler. It's really cute to watch. They look out for each other. Well, ladies, I didn't really have anything planned to do. I just wanted to see if I could get this speaker working. I wanted to see if this computer, how long we've been here. See, oh man, it is really hot. I'm surprised it hasn't turned off, to tell you the truth. So now I know that this is not going to work the way we have it set up. We're going to have to do something else. This monitor may not be, my laptop may not be able to handle this monitor, period. So I'm not sure technically what we're going to do, because I like the fact that I can look straight ahead and read what you guys are talking about while I'm doing stuff. So, oh, there's a Facebook group about boxers. How cute is that? I guess there's a Facebook group for everything, right? Oh, yes, I missed that, Darla. No, I haven't put them in the shop yet. Um, I wanted to finish them all because I didn't, because you know me, I like to have a little video so people don't, can't say, I thought it had this, I thought it had that. And I'm not done with all the colors, but I guess the colors doesn't matter. I'll probably just do a flip of one to show the size and the type of papers, and then just list them by colors. I guess that's what I'll do. And then I'm going to get a little pack because I need to get to clear out, some of my mini stashes. So I'm going to put a little packet together of things to, glue in the book based on the color theme. Just a small little packet for each one based on the color. Yeah, Kathy, maybe the technical department can figure it out. I hope so. I know. I don't know what it is about Darla, but her brain is always working. And it's working in a good way, because sometimes people, their brains are working, but it's going. Betty, she showed up the other night. Were you there the whole time? Because I only saw you when I was saying goodbye, and then I saw your name, and I go, was she lurking the whole time? Oh no. Her dog snores. Well, the female Rottweiler does too. But what she does, I think she has sleep apnea. And so what she does is she'll figure out a way. We put like a pillow on the side of the wall, and she puts all four legs up in the air. Then she flops them over against the wall and the pillow, and she sleeps that way with her head kind of hanging back. But if she lays down curled up like a regular dog, she'll start snoring and snort, and sometimes she'll choke or something. But if she has her legs up in the air and her neck extended, she's fine. So she's figured out a way. That's her own little machine, sticking four legs up in the air. Yeah. I guess I shouldn't have called her a lurker, huh? She's more of a looker, right? We saw that picture of you when you were young. Play dead pose. Well, when we very first got her, like I said, they were all rescues. So when we bring home a rescue dog, because our dogs, are indoor dog. I mean, we got a big fenced in yard, but at night and stuff like that, they're indoor dogs. So when we bring in a new rescue, we have a big, large crate. And so we put them in the crate at night so they're not walking around and, taking care of business where they shouldn't be and stuff like that. And when we got up in the morning, um, it was the first time, we saw her sleeping, and all four legs were up in the air in the cage, and her head was laying back in an awkward position. And my husband goes, "She died!" And she jumps up. Because, and the poor thing, she's all, she's out of a dead sleep. She's in this cage. She jumps up and bang, bang. And oh my goodness, it was such a sight. And I told my husband, she was asleep. She's not dead. But she did look dead. We had no idea that's how she slept. And she's a crazy dog anyway. She's she's silly. But she's the big Rottweiler that her name's Kitty. So I told my husband before we got her, he had always talked about getting another dog. And he either wanted a German Shepherd or another Rottweiler. And I kept saying no, 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 because we just put down a dog to sleep, and I wasn't ready for another dog. And so he really wanted this one dog, which was, the female Rottweiler. So I told him, I said, if we get a big dog and it's a female and it's a Rottweiler, the only way we're going to get is on one condition, and we get to name her Kitty. And that way, I can say, here, kitty, 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 kitty. And then this big giant Rottweiler comes around the corner. So that was my little fantasy. So I got that. So when we go to the vet and they go, oh, the Morrises are here. Where's Kitty? And people look, and this big giant old Rottweiler walks in, That might be true. Yeah. Take the pressure off their joints. Yeah. And some breeds have a tendency to have that dysplasia, which Rottweilers, have that problem with their hip. So that would make sense, to take the pressure off. Although the other dog doesn't do it at all. He's a Rottweiler too, but maybe he doesn't know he's a Rottweiler. Maybe he just doesn't know. Okay, now the other thing I'm going to put in my shop, you guys tell me if you find this interesting. Let me go get it. I got a find, and I'll show it to you real quick. And you guys see, let me know, because you guys are kind of like a cross section of different types of crafters. Let me get this out of the way real quick. Oh, it's kind of big. Can you even see what these are? Probably not. Oops. I'll have to open a little piece up so you can see it. So I have enough. That's what I said. It's going in my shop. Okay, let's see here. Let me put something down that's lighter. That's what that one looks like. Let's see, this is 4 inches. No, Louise, I don't have any tassel trim. I only have of this one. Oops, where my little paper go? I'm losing everything. Oh, I have 24 yards of that. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Anyway, I don't know what colors this is showing up, but this is a burgundy with I don't know what you call this, like a salmon orange color. It looks pretty true on the monitor. I don't know how it's coming across on YouTube, but maybe I should get on YouTube and see what it looks like on YouTube. Let me see. Let me see if I can do this now without losing everybody. Oh, it's coming out pretty true. Oops, I think I better turn my volume off. There we go. Okay, so you can see pretty much the color, and that is 24 inches. Okay, so that's number one. Uh-oh, Jennifer's here. Did you see this, Jennifer? It's got the orange in it. Did you get to see, or did I move it too quick? I didn't know you were here, Jennifer. Say what? No, I have 24 yards. Did I say inches? I have 24 yards of it. I'm sorry. I'm a little brain dead today. I haven't had supper. 24 yards. And it's 4 inches in diameter. Okay, so that's number uno. Now let me put this down somewhere so it won't get dirty over here on the table. And this is just a small little piece, but I just thought this was so pretty. Isn't that pretty? I think this is, I just love this piece. But there was only 2 yards of that, but I got that. And then I got these little tassel thingamajiggers. And these are pretty too. This is another, like a burgundy with gold. And this is almost 3 inches. And I only have 2 yards of that one. Two yards and 10 inches to be exact. And then this one is really cool. Well, I think it is. Where's the end? I don't know where the end is. Oh, here it is. This one is a chocolate brown and sort of like a rust color. I don't know if you can see that rust in there. It's really pretty. And this one, as you can see, it's stubby. It's a little stubby guy. So this is about 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches. And I have 7 yards of that one. Oh, I'm sorry if you're asking me questions because I'm forgetting to look up. Okay, so that's that one. And then these. This one. I think this is really pretty. This kind of looks like a circus to me. In a good way. These are 3 inches. And I have 3 yards of that. 3 yards and 24 inches. Oh, excuse me. And where's the end of this one? And this has a lot of oranges and rests in it also. And that is about 3 1/4 inches. And I have 6 yards of that. And I have some more, but I haven't like measured it out and untangled it and everything else. But I think these are pretty cool. These are kind of like all kind of autumn colors, except for that one. So yes, I have tassels. Remember they used to have all the advertisement, got milk, got this, got that, got tassels. Yes, sirree, bub. So I'll go and untangle the rest of them. And then I'll end up putting, I guess I'll end up putting these up in the shop. Do you think I should put them up in the shop? I think so, huh? Tammy. There weren't any blue ones, Tammy. Oh, well, this had a little bit of blue in them. A little bit of blue. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to, you guys tell me if when I put them up, should I put them all separately? Because when, if you like one, you may not like the other. Because at first I thought I'd put like a little sample pack together of a little bit of all of them in a pack. But then I thought, well, maybe they wouldn't want them all together. They'd want separate ones, So I'm not sure. Yeah, Tammy here too. It's horrible. Betty, do both. Now you're making me work. That's called work. Because then I got to take pictures, and then I got to put the listing, and yep. Oh my gosh, Laura. You guys want me to work. I swear. And then I had the other one that I have, which I haven't taken it all apart. I just have some scraps that I cut off. I forgot why I cut some off. But this is pretty cool. I have some of this too. I think this one's really nice. And then I have some stuff with some sparkly stuff on them. I do have quite a bit of trim. I don't know why I haven't listed before. I just recently got all the ones I just showed you, but I do have some other stuff. I usually just put little pieces like this in my bundles. I haven't done bundles in a while. I don't know. I haven't been in the mood. It's like I have to be in the mood to put these things together, and I just haven't been for some reason. I've been doing other stuff. But I'm slowly, when I got these, I got in the mood. I was visualizing my little bundles. So I got to put my rest bundles together. I've been lollygagging about that. I haven't even put those together. A few people have asked about my rest fabric and it's just sitting there rusting. I got to put that out there because with fall and everything, even though most of us aren't experiencing fall, we can still get into the mood. Some of this one, Kathy, is this the one you're talking about? No, you're not the test, Jennifer. Okay, Kathy, that's great. I probably won't have this all listed before you come anyway, so it'll all be here. No, I got a new monitor, Jennifer. My husband got me a new monitor. And because I used to have to look over there at my laptop while I was doing stuff here. And that's why I didn't interact that much with everybody because, you know, it was over there. I couldn't read it. And, you know, very distracting. And so I would just keep doing stuff without looking. So he decided to get me a monitor that's big and now it's in front of me so that I can be working and just look up and look down and it's not so giving me a, you know, a sore neck and whiplash. But then when we were trying to use it last week, I used it once and it was fine. Then we used the second time and nobody could hear me. For some reason, it wasn't connecting with the speaker. I don't know. I don't know what was going on. So so I told everybody I'm going to do a test. I don't know when, but I got to do a test, and it's working today. So I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Your willpower. Why, Louise? Were you looking for tassels? I got hold on. You guys want okay, hold on. Before I leave, I'll just test some more and see what you guys think. Close your eyes, Jennifer. Sorry, Jennifer. I recycle everything. I have, well, these are for the purple people, for the pink and purple people. That's kind of cool. I like that. Oops, well, you probably can't see it. There we go. I think that's kind of cute. And then I've got some of this. This is kind of more of a rust. That's about 3 inches or so. It's not as flashy as the other ones. It's more what I would call normal. Normal flash. And then, you know, I like cherry tomatoes, right? If you didn't, you know now. And I have a lot of these dangly things. I've been in the mood to buy. I've had these things for a while. So I want to clear out a lot of this stuff so I can go on the hunt. I think this fall, once it decides to cool down, I want to go on the hunt for stuff. So I can't justify that with having stuff. But I've used a lot of these, and once I've used them, then, you know, I guess I kind of want to move them along and get new stuff. Whoops. But I can't justify that for myself while I still have it. So these are about 2 inches long, and these are kind of cool. They're supposed to be like coins, you know, from around the world. Asian coins, European coins, you know. So that's kind of cool. It's blue, Tammy. Those are cool. And these are kind of still messed up. But anyway, those are kind of cool. If you like to do, you know, those flashy cool journals. Uh-oh, purple. We got purple. You got red, you got purple. Amber. We have amber. We have silver. And that's it of colors. And I got quite a bit of each of one of those. So maybe I'll put those in the shop too. Then uh-oh. Yeah. We have orange. These are pretty. Oh, hold on. Those are pretty. And those are about 1.25 inches. Maybe someday I should just come on and have a trim sale. Trim only. This is really cool. I like this one. It's about 2.5. It's got all your stuff all put together. It's got the basic trim. It's got all the danglies and the beads, and plus it has the, you know, what do you call that stuff? It has it all. And this is kind of cute too. It's all kind of cute, don't you think? And this one is about 2 inches. I really like this one. I've only used this like one time. I think I need to make something with this before I get rid of it all. I like that one. Now this doesn't have danglies, but what you do is you cut off, you can pull the thread on the bottom, and then, you know, it just goes kind of all over the place. You know what I mean? It's pretty cute. And then this one, you make earrings out of these. These are about, what, 2.5? And then this is just strips of sparkly stuff. Some more sparkly stuff. I got 2 of those. And then, oops. And this is like a baby one. And that's only about, I dropped my thing. That's about 1 inch, I guess. Okay. So now you know what's going to be in store. So is your appetite all wet? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let me just put these in there too. That doesn't go in there. So yeah, so I have more stuff than I thought. I thought I had too much as it was, and now that I'm looking at it, I have too much. Okay, so now, should I do those individually? Or should I make packs? I don't think I can do both. I really don't. If I had to choose, I wonder which one I should do. And how long should the pieces be? For it to, be usable, how long should they be? I was thinking at least one length of an open journal. I was thinking a yard. Yeah, because a yard, that's Carla is here. I missed you, Carla. I didn't see you. Yeah, enough for, like even the widest kind of journal is what? 5, 6 inches, so 6, 12. And you probably wouldn't wrap it completely all the way around or so. Well, maybe you might. I don't know. Oh, I was playing. See, I tell you, I had the monitor in front of me and I still don't see what's going on. I'm just bad. I'm just bad. Where's my water? I lost my water. Yeah. It looks like most people are thinking maybe 6. Yeah. You probably wouldn't put it all the way around. You'd probably put it in the front, or if you'd put it on a pocket that goes crosswise, and that would give you enough to do 2 at least, or 1 pocket and maybe a couple of tags to put the little pieces on there. You'll be bugging me. Well, as soon as I finish those crazy tomorrow, okay, my plan, if things go well, I'm going to finish up those glue books, those colored ones. I think I've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 8 to do. So I'm going to do those tomorrow. Get those done. My goal is to get them listed, take the pictures and everything, to make a little video. and put those listings up. Yeah, I do have plans sometimes. But plans are very vague, and they're very fluid. So if I get all that done tomorrow, then maybe I'll start chopping up these things and making some packets. I haven't done packets, like I said, in a while. I'm in the mood. I'm kind of in the mood. The real long dangly ones. These. You're talking about the bead ones? Are these the big long dangly stuff? The beads? Just to be able to get a variety. Because I've been using, are any of you guys into Cantha quilts? I scored on some Cantha quilts. I was bad. I got them. You know what I'm going to do? Okay. I have too many ideas and not enough time. Those of you that are familiar with the history of the trade, like during and all the 16, 1700s, 1800s, but mostly further back, when they had the silk trade and all that route that went along the silk trade. Those are all like my favorite countries as far as architecture and colors and textiles and everything. So I was thinking, I looked at my stuff the other day and I said, I have the silk trade route here in my studio. The whole route is here. So I was thinking, because I like them all so much, the colors are very cohesive with one another, even though, it goes off to 2 or 3 different continents. That's the look I love. And so I was thinking maybe I should just put a silk trade route package together. Are you following me? Oh, so because some of it's Asian, some of it's Indian, some of it's North African, but I like it all. And to me, it all goes together. They're all the exact same colors, and they're pretty much the same thing because they followed that route and they all exchanged those things. So they just all are totally intertwined. And I can't figure out which one is my favorite. So I said, you know what? Let's just have a route. Or depending on what part of the country you're in, route. route, whatever it is you say. I think that's what we should do. I think it's a plan. Oh, Mary. See, Mary, she might help me out. Carla likes the idea. Yeah. So if I did not already have an established kind of, name for my little shop and stuff, I think I would trade it, silk route, something, something like that. But I could, even though I won't change that, that could be a line I have, right? With my fabric and the trims and all that kind of stuff, because the Cantha quilts go with that. It's all the same colors. So anyway, so I do have the Cantha quilts. Oh yeah, Mary, I forgot. As long as it's gold. Hey, Mary, look. This is you all the way. Woo, look at Mary's stuff. Mary doesn't care what form it takes as long as it's gold. Here we go. There's the Mary train. Oh, I'm sorry, Mary. I didn't see. I'm telling you, I don't see what people say. It goes too fast and I talk too much. That's all it is. I'm going to have to get some kind of like voice recognition and have it speak to me. What did you say? Where can I find it? How far up? Where are you, Mary? I just now saw you. I saw you say hi to Laura, and that's the first new. Okay, let me go back up. I was too busy yakety yak 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 yak. Oh, okay. Where are you? Okay. Why don't you keep one trim aside that could be cut by request? Okay, I see what you're saying. Um, the problem with that when you have an Etsy shop is that you have to have a price in there. They make you fill out every little block in there. And then for instance, and then they have to pay, right? So let's say somebody comes in and says they want 2 yards of something and they click and they pay. Then somebody else comes in and says, I want 1 yard. Well, I only have a half yard left. It gets really complicated. If it wasn't in the Etsy shop, I would say yes. If I just had it like, on a video or on Facebook or something like that. But in Etsy, it just, yeah, it becomes a headache. Yeah, you're fortunate you don't do Etsy, Mary. It's it has its good side, obviously. What I do like about Etsy as opposed to, because I've considered, going different routes and I still may. I was talking with Darla about that a couple of months ago. Um, what's good about Etsy is it does all your bookkeeping. I mean, everything. All you have to do is keep your receipts of what you have purchased, what your costs are. And everything else in Etsy is done for you. It has, what went, your income, how much went to shipping, how much went to Etsy itself, how much went, how much the fee that went out to PayPal. It keeps all your bookkeeping. I can go right now and click on a button and it's all right there, like on a spreadsheet. Um, but um, if I were doing it on my own platform or something, I would have to do all of that, which is now an additional layer of work. So even though, a lot of us like to complain about Etsy, and there's good reason to complain about them. Um, if we didn't use them, we'd have even more work. So you have to kind of balance it. Is it worth that 250 for you not to on, each thing you sell and plus this and plus that? And, you know, if you were only selling items that were like $1.50 or something, no, it's not worth the 50 cents they charge you or 20 cents or whatever it is they charge you to list it. If you're what you're selling is only, under $1 or something, to something like it doesn't make any sense at all to do that. But unless you're real high volume, well, then it does. But yeah, it's just complicated. It is. It is. So, yeah, Louise, you're selling while you're asleep. Exactly. You wake up in the morning and, oh, I have a sale. Bing, you've got a sale. Now, one thing I did notice, I looked in the algorithms and stuff inside of Etsy itself because it shows you where your sales come from. Well, Laura will attest to it. Laura never comes to my Etsy shop until she sees my video. And on my video, every time I put up a new listing, I make a video because I do a flip through of whatever it is I'm selling, whether it's fabric or a journal, whatever it is, because that way I feel like I cover myself. Everything cannot be covered in a photo. But if I make a video and I put a listing, I put a link to the video, then there's no question what's inside of the journal or what's inside of the kit or what's inside of anything. When you get it. You are informed. And the majority of my people that purchase from me come from YouTube, from the video that I put up. They're, it isn't like they're coming to my shop and seeing what's new. They wait for me to put up my video, and then boom, they go over to my shop and they do my purchasing. So in one respect, when people were getting all this riled up about the fact the free shipping and they're not going to put you, at the top, and you're not going to be shown and had advertising, those little shops that are complaining about that, they don't realize, that most people don't find them that way anyway. I don't think it even works that way, to tell you the truth. So I don't care that I'm not at the top on the search engine in Etsy, because nobody searches for me anyway. They just don't search for me. So they wait for me to do my video. I go on YouTube, then they come over and they do their purchase. And then I pay my fee to Etsy because they're doing all my bookkeeping for me and all that kind of good stuff. So, that's my take on it. Right, you can't. You cannot rely on Etsy for any, as far as advertising, because even their search engine is like 20 years old. I don't even think they've ever updated it. It's the worst one in the world. If you don't type it in exactly perfectly, you will never get to where you're going. They can't give you suggestions like, oh, did you mean blah, blah? They don't even do that. They just go, cannot be found, cannot be found. Did I miss something about the Silk Road? Uh-oh. Was there a question? See, there I go. I went blabbing again. I'm telling you, I have to get used to reading and talking. I'm coming to the conclusions I can't do more than one thing at a time. Okay, Kathy. Kathy, I don't know where you asked what you asked, but I'm looking at the monitor and I'm not going to take my eyes off the monitor until you ask me a question. What's your question? And I'm not going to look away. There's going to be a moment of silence till you type. I'll drink my water. This moment of silence is provided by Kathy. No, but I see some people doing stuff and talking to people. Okay. Have you heard of Marco Polo? Have you heard? Have you heard of traders circumventing the continents and gathering goods? Can you imagine when people came up before Cleopatra and they brought her, frankincense from this place and gold from here and, silks from Japan and, China and, not Japan, from China. And, so there was a trade route that was given the name. Are we all together now? And so there was these trade routes that went from Africa and then went up through the Middle East and then went up around and went through Asia and came back around and, went through all those countries. You have to stop and realize a lot of people don't realize the actual countries that are Asian countries. Most of us think of Asia as, being Japanese and Chinese and Malaysian, and we think in kind of those terms. But all the stands, Pakistan, Afghanistan, all the stands, that's part of Asia. And so if you think of all those roots and the silks and the golds and the dyes and the what do you call it? The spices and all that stuff. They had these trade routes. And so that's what I was referring to. I think it's, if you take away all of the doom, gloom, and sacrifice and romanticize it all, it's very romantic, all those beautiful places and things that they brought back, all the wares and the things they sold. And but then if you think of the poor people that worked for nothing to harvest all of those goods for like as usual for the rich people, then it's not so romanticized. So I'm just going to look at the color, the smell. If you close your eyes, even if you've never seen a photograph of Marrakesh, let's just assume you don't even know where Marrakesh is. But now imagine you're walking down these little small narrow spaces with all these vendors along the side, and they have every spice in the world you can think of. They have every textile in the world you can think of. They have all these dyes in powder form all over it you can think of. They have trinkets, they have jewelry, they have exotic birds, everything you can think of in that bazaar in Marrakesh. Somebody went on that route and came all the way back and brought them back to that bazaar. Yes, I'm the bazaar person. That's who I want to be. Minus the caged animals. Uh-oh, look who's here. Don's here. Hello, Don. Do you know what we're talking about? Neither does anybody else. Kathy. Oh my goodness. Then okay, so just to add, I have some stuff from this tribal group. Hold on. What did I do with it? It should be here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What did she do with it? I have some more tribal. As I'm talking to you, I'm realizing all of this stuff that I have that can be contributed to it. What did I do with that? Hold on. I might have stuck it in the other room. 1 second. It'll make the whole thing complete. See, this comes from while I was on my camel in, oh no, wrong story. Okay. See, these come off of traditional tribal dance wear stuff. This is going to have to go in my little new silk route thing, right? I'm going to have to put a little pack of these together. See, I'm telling you, I've been collecting stuff to put these cool packs together. You thought I was just talking. You thought I was just talking and not looking at the monitor. Well, hello, I'm doing both. Talking, not looking, and looking at the monitor. Okay. So, but you can see how all of these looks, they cross each other. You know, you could say this is from Pakistan. You can say this is from India. You can say that this was from Egypt. You can say it was from Marrakesh, and you'd be all right because of the route. Hello, pay attention to me, people. You're going to learn something tonight. You might forget by the morning, and that's okay because it's another day. Ooh, that's spooky. That's spooky. And see, these are all pieces parts. Oh, that's pretty too. I like that one. No, I'm not going to dance. And see, some of these come from headdresses. Some of these come from these beautiful necklaces that are like gigantic, hanging down off the neck for certain ceremonies and stuff. And they're next door. I'm not going to get them right now, but I have these beautiful yokes. They're oh, I forget which country they're from now. One of the countries. What, Carla? Now I got to read what Carla says. Oh, yes. Maybe I should do that, huh? Man, these are going to be cool. And then I wonder how big I should, because I gotta keep my price point, because I could go have a gigantic kit, because I have like a big piece of the Cantha quilt. You know, I have stuff. I have sari stuff. And I have this stuff. I could do the whole road. Forget the pit stops. I can do the whole road. No, you don't want me to dance. I don't want people to leave. I want them to buy. Okay, you guys need to tell me a price point so that I can make them. What I'll do is I'll make different ones so if people have, a certain price point, then they can get that. And then if, for some people, price doesn't matter, then they could get two maybe or whatever, or, I don't know. But I don't want it to be out of the range so that, just anyone can't just get a nice little package of a whole bunch of stuff, Carla wants the whole road. Okay, so maybe what I should do, I'm going to think of some names along the route. And so one will be one name, it'll be a smaller one, and then another name, and that'll be a smaller one. And then anyone who wants the full route, that'll be a bigger one. We'll do it that way. Now, the Cantha quilts, I'm trying to figure out what size to cut those down into. It needs to be a good size in case you want to do a whole cover with it. It's got to be a good size, But anyway, those yokes, they're so beautiful. They I'm sure thank you, Mary. And I'll make sure and put some gold in each one of them. Jennifer wants the Cleopatra one, please. Yeah, so for sure one of them is going to be the Marrakesh. I just love the bazaars in Marrakesh. I had a fantasy. I don't know where it came from, but I do know now. That's another story. I've always had a fantasy to go to Marrakesh and Casablanca and all those places. And I should have done it when the Middle East was safe. I wouldn't do it now, but because I hate Americans mostly. But I should have done it. There were several opportunities I had, and then other things happen. You know, you try to be responsible in your life and, you know, get a job and then life passes you by. So I think if I had, cause I never had children, and don't feel sorry for me, I never wanted any. Um, but I think if I had children, I would tell them, don't go to college, get a job, go work yourself around the world, find out what this world is all about, find out about people and cultures and hopes and dreams, and see that everybody is the same, that you have, you know, you just want your family safe, you want some food, you want an education, you don't want anybody to kill you, you know, everybody wants the same thing. And just enrich your life by finding out that you're not unique. You know, you just think you are. And feel part, you know, of a global community instead of, you know, how most countries, how most people think of their countries, you know. And that would be my education to my child. Go do that, because I wish I could have been able to have done that. Don't go to college. Can't get a job anyway. You won't get paid any more at Starbucks if you have a master's degree or if you traveled the world for 5 years. Is that bad? Is that bad? Don't judge me. I don't have a kid anyway. Be quiet. Leave me alone. Sorry I asked. Okay. Oh, dear. Okay, well, I'm excited now about finishing up those crazy glue books. Now I'm got a little boost of energy because I can see the light at the end of the tunnel and what I'm going to do when I'm done with those crazy little journal things. So, yes, I will get those done tomorrow. I'm excited now. I was kind of dreading doing them, but now I got things dangling in front of me to get them done. I'm so happy. Yes, ma'am. And I got this one from Amy. This was part of her sale. Did you guys recognize this? I had all these other ones, but I got this one from Amy's sale. Now I forgot Amy's last name. You guys know Amy, right? Dawn. Yes. See, Dawn knows all about this. She's over there with her Mr. Buddha. You know, she likes all those same colors, you know, the aesthetics, same thing, same. Yeah, you thought that? Yeah, I got that one from her. When I saw that, I go, oh, I need that for my route. This is the mother lode of my route. Now, see, if you could get your college degree by traveling and taking different courses around the world, now that would be an education. That is worth, you know, how much a semester they charge nowadays, how much a year. That would be worth it. But it'd have to include room and board. I never completely appreciated, you know, that when I was younger, I never fully appreciated the statement, you know, that youth is wasted on the young. Oh my goodness, it is. Because most of them, you know, it doesn't matter much how you try to explain something to them. It's very rare that you find a young person that's insightful. You know, most of them are just so self-centered. They don't see past, you know, this little thing around them, you know. And so when you find someone that's young that is insightful, it's just so rare. And you wish, you know, all young people were like that, so that they could really get a full benefit of enjoying their youth, you know. Oh, that's cool, Tammy. Okay, so Kathy doesn't know what a cantha quilt looks like, and there might be a few others. Let me go grab one. This might be our last show and tell for the evening. Hold on. I said, what, 5 things ago? It's the last thing I'm going to show you. Oh, you think I got enough? Okay. Cantha quilts come from India, and they are made up from used clothing, and usually they're made up from used saris. Now, one of my pet peeves, oh, now I'm too far away to read the monitor. One of my pet peeves, okay, let's just get into my pet peeves and then everybody can jump on my case, is how people refer to everything as saris and sari silk. And I'm not saying they're misleading people on purpose, but they are using the words and the terminology in the wrong way. Now, if you think about it this way, preach. If you think about it this way, people say, okay, like what? I don't have anything here as an example. Okay. Let's just pretend this is shiny. And they say, oh, look at this piece of sari silk. Okay. It might be shiny and it might be silk, but usually it's not sari silk. And when somebody says sari, they think that a sari is made of silk. Okay? That all saris are silk. They are not. Sari is a name of a garment. All right? Now, it's like if I show you a blouse that happens to be silk, and now every time, you show a blouse, you say, oh, this is silk. It's not silk. It's a blouse. And it happens to be cotton. And so they're using the wrong terminology. Sari is a garment that you've seen. It gets wrapped around the body. It can be made out of cotton. It can be made out of rayon. It can be made of silk. It can be made of whatever. So the reason I bring that all up is because these are made from saris, and I don't want you to think that these are silk, because these saris were made out of cotton. All right, so what they do is they're great repurposers, and when the garments are getting kind of older and thinner and starting to fray, they make quilts out of them. And what they do is they get the saris, and they will put the thickness anywhere from 3 up to 7 saris together. And they obviously will try and keep the best ones out on the outside. And then inside are the other layers. And the reason they're called quilts is because, that's what they use them for, their bedding. And they have this long stitch that you can see here along the entire quilt. And it's all hand done. And So these patterns are, are really different and interesting because on saris, they usually have a strip along either side of some kind of a different color or a different fabric. And so then that gets, obviously part of the sari. And this one's calling me a liar because that didn't have it on that inside. Well, you can see a few pieces here a little different on the ends. And so this is what, these Kantha quilts are made from. They are made from usually old saris, cotton saris. And so they come in a wide variety of colors and trims, and cool stuff. Cool stuff. And if you're saying something to me, I can't see it right now because I'm too far away. I'm too far away to give room for these. Here's another one. And I've never seen two alike. I'm sure there are, but I just haven't seen them. And then usually when you open it up, you get a surprise because it's a different fabric completely inside. Woo! That was great. Kind of hard to show you on this little small space. If they were laid out on a bed, you'd see how pretty they are and how different they all are. But anyway, so these are really, really a lot of fun to use in, all kinds of stuff. Anything you use your fabrics for and anything you want to have something a little different or bright or, whatever. So I have some of these. So these are the sizes. I wasn't sure what to make them because they make really cool journal covers. And if any of you do like the primitive doll making and stuff like that, these look super cool. As the body or the dresses, of those dolls. If you make just plain old cloth journals, these make them really cool. And if you just make, just the cover to your journal, it makes it really cool too. And sometimes they have patchwork, not like when I say patchwork, I don't mean, patchwork quilts. I mean literally patchwork of the clothing, may have frayed. They'll use it until, like here, you can see how thin the fabric was getting. And so they sewed up little patches there. But you get the idea, right? They're really pretty. And of course, when you get the piece, it's reversible. You can decide which side you're going to end up using. Or if you're just going to have them both exposed, if it's a cover to a journal, you don't have to choose. Although they are kind of thin as far as a cover, unless you just, you want it soft. Okay, so you have had a full tour. I brought too many. You have oh, and then they do usually like a blanket stitch or something on the edges to finish them off. Usually. Yeah. You can see there how that's done. And then sometimes you get some really cool little patterns. Look at this one. This one's kind of cool. And see here how this is stitched up across here. It had torn. So they just stitch it up. This here too. A lot thinner. So they just had to patch it up. I see a wide variety just in one, not just one. So I was too far away. I didn't get to see what size you thought they should be. Selena, no, I didn't get these from Selena. I got these from India. I know Selena. She gets those and sells the whole quilt really quick. I don't know who her supplier is, but I've got a good one. When you say frame, I mean they're just cotton, so just same any cotton wood. Um, you know, um, I've cut them down many times. I've done journal covers, and when I do the journal covers, all I do is I sew the edge. I zigzag the edge. So I've never had a frame problem. But I have more in the other room. So what size do you think these should be if I put them part of the whole thingamajigger? Oh, the hand stitching? No, I don't think so. I don't think it'll, it frays or falls apart. It stays intact really good. And then I don't cut them until I'm actually going to use. No, that's not true. I do have some packs where they're already cut. Because last, when was it? Oh, I think it was already last spring. I sold pieces of this with my African. Oh yeah, see, and I have my African fabric too. Hello, that's all part of. I just have. See, I'm telling you, I have the whole route. I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh, that's right. You have some, Laura, right? I think the ones you got were in the in my African one. Yeah. Quarter. Let's see. A quarter. See, I was thinking. I don't know if this is enough. Let me see. Where? I lost one. Okay. So this right here, this piece right here is 11. Right here, this is 11 inches. So let's just say 12. Let's spread it out a little bit. $12 inches. And this is 12. So close to 15. So this piece right here that you're looking at is 12 by 15. Let me get that out of the way. There's 12 by 15 right there. So I don't know if it needs to be bigger than that. Double that size. I don't know. Okay. Pet peeve number 2. I'm full of them tonight. I hear people calling things fat quarters that aren't fat quarters. So are you talking about a real fat quarter? Because people sell fat quarters on these live sales and they're not fat quarters. So it's like you have to double check with them, what size is that? And then you find out it's not a fat quarter. So I'm not sure why they're calling them that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So the real dimensions of a fat quarter is ah, I forget. I knew it. I had it written down somewhere because it wasn't even what I thought it was. That's why I looked it up. And my computer thing is getting really hot. If you lose me, it's because it went boing. You'll know why, and we'll have to see you another day. Google says a fat quarter is 18 by 21. See, and what people are selling fat quarters is completely different than that. Completely different on all these live sales. So, okay, so fat quarter, 18 by 21. So let's see what that looks like. Ooh, 18 by 21, that's big. Because it's fat. Okay, let's see. This is 12. Okay, this is 21 right here. You can't even see it all. That's 21 right there. Okay, so this whole piece right here is a fat quarter, right here, which is pretty cool. You can get 2 full journals out of it. Now, the thing that you have to know is that when you get a Cantha quilt, you're probably going to get 2 or 3 different patterns in a piece that's this size. So when you get it, it isn't going to all be this or all be that. It's going to, because it changes halfway through. Because you can see, like, for instance, this one. Look at this one right here. You've got this here, and then this is here, and then over here is this. So there's like 3 fabrics in that fat quarter, right? Whoa, camera doesn't like that one. Okay. There's like 3 different fabrics right there. So, it's a grab bag. You have to know that going in. And it isn't like, say, oh, give me a pink one, because half of it might be pink and the other part of it is, green. I mean, because like here, if you said, give me a rust one, well, it's going to come with blue too. And vice versa. Oh, I only want blue. Well, it's going to come with rust also. So you got to keep that in mind so you don't get upset. Good night, Don. Don't let the cold get you. You guys are probably starting to get cool up there. I wish I was. Yeah, Dawn used to be my eucalyptus connection when she was down in California. And now she's over with the pines. She can't get me eucalyptus anymore. Yeah, Laura, that is the appealing part. You really don't know what you're going to get. I don't know what I'm getting when I open these up. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of fun. That's a fun part. Ooh, that really looks like the holidays, doesn't it? All right, ladies. If you do not, I should say, if you have any questions, I'm not going to do anything for the next couple of minutes. Ask away. I'm not going to look away. I'm not going to walk away. Thank you, Tammy. The whole thing? This one? This one? Oh, I forgot you in the blue. You know, I think this strip right here, actually, I think this is the only blue part. I mean, it goes across the whole length, the blue, but it's the only part that's blue. The rest of it is like this. Then it's got this crazy fabric that the computer doesn't like. And then it has some more rust here. And I don't know what's in the back. Inside is kind of like a harvest gold. Some more rust. Now that's the only blue part, was the one you literally saw. There's no more blue on that one. Oh, the other one. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, let me get this out of here. Let me fold it up before I make a big mess. Try to keep tidy. I got too much junk. Okay, so this is blue all the way down, blue and brown and gold. The whole length on one section. 2 sections, 3 sections. Well, on one side, it's got a lot of that blue. And see what I was saying, how they patch it up? See, this is torn at some point, and there is patchwork done on that to mend it. And then in the inside, it's got a lot of olive green and browns and beiges. It looks like that goes all the way down. Through the whole thing. Yep, that one is all the same, the whole length. Oops. And so that's another thing that's going to like give me a headache is, okay, they're really all going to have to, these things are all going to have to be random, because more or less, because it would take me weeks just to, you know, put separate listings and film everything and take pictures of all the different stuff, and holy moly, by the time I do that, I'm making $2 an hour, you know. So that ain't gonna happen. Okay, let me try and fold it up. Don't talk to me right now. I'm not looking. I'm folding. So you can see how it becomes a lot of work when everything is different. You know, it isn't like I can just put up one listing and bang, which would be perfect if I could. Yeah, it would be, it'll add to the exotic nature of it, that when you open it up, you don't know what you're getting. It's like when you open up those little baskets and you hope that the cobra doesn't come out. You know what I'm saying? You're hoping it's a basket of mangoes and not a cobra when you're at the market at Marrakesh, right? There you go. That's the hook. Exactly, Darla. You know, like here I'll say, okay, here's the family of reds, and then boing, you know, over here's purple or something, you know. And then the back is going to be harvest gold. So it's kind of hard. Yep, surprise. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Well, you guys could sometimes you could ask, and at least one section will be that color. I mean, the whole thing can't be in those tones, but say I want one little section with some red. Okay, well, I'll find one that has some red, but it doesn't mean the whole thing's going to be red. Okay, no more questions. Oh, one more question. So if we took cotton layers and stitched them, we could call them a cantha quilt. You could call them a cantha quilt, cantha-like quilt, because you probably aren't going to be making them out of saris, and you probably aren't going to be sitting on the floor in India. And so cantha-like, I would say. Yes, they're cantha-like quilts. No, there are people that on Etsy that sell new quilts, and they call them cantha quilts. And the reason why they call them cantha quilts is, like you say, they took some new fabric and they put, 2 or 3 pieces of fabric together. They probably put like muslin or something in the center, or just something like that, or an old sheet, bed sheet. And then and then they come and they do, the long stitch, and they sell them as cantha quilts. So, but there again, if you want a real cantha quilt, you got to make sure that you're not getting a brand new piece of fabric, from somebody in Pennsylvania. Yeah, exactly. Buy the old saris and just sew them together. And that's why they're the size that they are, because saris are a certain dimension. And so that's the dimensions of these, because they're not adding any more or taking away. If you know what I mean. I forgot you were close to there. Yeah, I didn't mean to get personal. Oh, thank you, Louise. Don't get me started. I got plenty more. I got rid of 2 of them today, though. Thank you. Fat quarters, pet peeve. Mean it when you say it, and know what you're talking about when you say it. No fake canthas, please. No fake canthas. What was my other pet peeve? I already forgot what it was. I let it go. I already forgot. Sari silk. People all over the place are selling you strips of sari silk, and they are not sari silks. Sari silk, the silk is woven a very distinct way that that silk saris are made of. It's a certain way of weaving the silk. So it's very distinct. And that's what those really, really beautiful, expensive saris are made from, is from that silk. And in India, where they make them in the factories, like anywhere else where you have fabric, you have remnants. Those remnants are then cut down, and they make the real sari silk. And it looks a certain way, feels a certain way, because of the way that it's woven. Flash forward, people go and buy silk, shred them up, and some sell it as sari silk. It's not. It's not woven the same way. Yes, it's silk, and it's cut into strips, but it's not sari silk. Sorry to tell you. Oh yeah, we know, Kathy. We're all dripping because we wish we could be there. We're salivating. We're salivating. We got exactly, Laura. Sorry, not sorry. We could say sorry, silk like. Just say it's silk, you know. But we get hung up on words. I was telling my husband the other day because somebody he was in the same room with me and somebody was talking about their sorry silk and I'm going, that sorry person doesn't know sorry silk from I don't know what, you know. He goes, what are you talking about? So I explained the whole thing to him and he goes, oh, you mean that people that call tissues Kleenexes? I said, yes, all tissues are not Kleenex. Only the Kleenex brand are Kleenex. The rest, who knows what they are. So they take a brand of something and then they arbitrarily give it to anything remotely that looks like it, you know. So yes. Don't worry, I'll come up with more pet peeves. I don't know what they are right now, but we all have them. You tell them, Laura. So are we questioned out? I do too, Louise. I do too. But I'm not selling them. That's the difference. I'm not saying I have here genuine Kleenex, therefore I'm going to sell it to you for blah, blah, blah. When you're selling something, you really need to be careful, what you're saying you're selling. You can't be deceptive. And I'm not saying these people are. I really don't think they know the difference, But for the person that knows the difference, then you have to double check. Okay, is this real? Is it not real? What are they selling? And real sorry silk costs, it's a little, it's costly because of the way that it's woven. Even the remnants are a little more expensive than, just regular remnant silk. So when you see a deal, it may not be a deal because it's not really sorry silk. I'm sorry to say. Tammy. Well, then you never had a rough nose, did you? Tammy always had a nice little fluffy nose. She puffed it. You guys are so funny. All right, we got 3 minutes till midnight where I am. You got 3 minutes. Any questions? I'm not. I'm regular. I'm regular, Darla. I'm not sorry. I'm just regular. Now I do have I do have some sorry silk and I do have sorry trim because I get it from India. I don't get it from here. So I know it's real authentic. So that'll be part of the stuff I put together. Yeah, exactly, Darla. I'm so sick and tired of that word. I am so tired of that word because it encompasses everything now. Just like the word vintage. Vintage is so overused, it doesn't even mean anything anymore. And boho is so overused. So now we're going to start a new trend. Let's see when it catches on, right? Our Silk Road